witness a seismic event. Now, let the party begin.
Your healthy radio addiction starts now.
Hollywood's Motorcycle Madhouse on iHeartRadio.
And how's everyone doing out there on this fine hump day evening? Welcome to Motorcycle Madhouse. If you have not already done so, subscribe there on YouTube. I want to welcome everyone from our Twitter feed coming in today. Also those on Facebook. We got a lot of news going on, lots of news today. As you can tell by the title of today's episode, Mongols and Pagans Freddy. Lots going on. Right now, the jury has the case. They got it this afternoon. If you don't know what case that is, it is the Save the Patch case. And right now, a court reporter just came out with some what happened in that courtroom today. Actually, the defense attorney for the Mongols gave his closing arguments, and as well as the dum-dum over on the prosecution side. But let's go to the article real quick. I want to run through this. That way you get it all, see what it's happening out there. And then we'll go into the pagan stuff with Freddy and also some questions. And then we'll take a couple phone calls to end out today. Santa Ana, California, a defense attorney for the Mongol Nation Motorcycle Club told the California jury Tuesday that federal prosecutors had not presented any evidence that the club ever violated racketeering laws or engaged in a conspiracy. Indeed, he said, it could not be convicted of conspiracy because an entity cannot conspire with itself. Quote, there's no evidence that the Mongols Nation conspired to do anything, Joseph Yanni told the Orange County jury in his closing arguments. And right now, I think the worry is it's in California, and you know how people on Cali, no offense to my Cali listeners, but, for those outside of California, we worry a little bit because, most of the judges on the Ninth Circuit come from there. Quote, there are individual members who have committed crimes, he acknowledged, but there's no evidence at all that the club joined in those activities. And that's one of the biggest things you have to have for RICO is a predicate for the whole organization being involved in it. He said the club itself cannot be held liable for isolated incidences committed by boneheads. That is his words, not mine. And this goes back to what I was defended in the Pennsylvania case. I wish it was some other club, but it was the Iron Order. But because people couldn't get past their hatred to see what actually was going on in that case. But that's what was happening. The plaintiffs in that case, because it was a civil case, were trying to prove that the Iron Order, their whole organization as a whole, was responsible for the actions of one of its members. Now, on the flip side, this is even more of a serious case because they are going after the patch, trademark, and as you'll hear later on in the article, all their assets. Yanni described the prosecution of his client, which began with undercover investigations going back 20 years. Now, this case has been ongoing for 20 freaking years now. As prosecution of the largely Latino club by corrupt agents, I love that defense attorney, of Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives, he implored the jury to send a message that this type of prosecution against these men has got to stop. Indeed. Assistant U.S. Attorney Christopher Browen countered that the Mongol Nation as a body encourages and rewards crime. They are a violent organization that attacks people, that kills people, and that distributes drugs, he said during the rebuttal. Now, I like to rebut him with a video that's coming up with a Metro cop that is under indictment for murder himself. So does that mean that we hold all cops accountable for the actions of this guy? And as you know, a new series over on Harley Liberty we've been doing called Cops Gone Bad. And everything that he just listed here, each day this week I have freaking showed, and it has been proven by mainstream media that cops also commit. Quote, this is what they do, Broen said as he displayed a photo of a man beaten to death by Mongols. This is what they brag about. This is what they are proud of. He said the Mongol nation even rewards members who kill people on its behalf with a special patch to sew on their biker vest, including one he called the murder patch. It shows a skull and crossbones with a capital M on the skull's forehead. So how did a skull and bones with a capital M signify a murder patch? They showed no proof of this. He scoffed at Yanni's explanation that M merely stands for Mongols, which, you know, M could stand for Mongols, it can stand for marijuana, you know, that stuff goes all the way back in biker culture. Then this Bruin and co-consul assistant Steve Welk charged the Mongol nation as an unincorporated association with violating the RICO Act and conspiracy to commit racketeering. It's funny, though, during this trial, not one person is under indictment for criminal charges. Not one is under criminal indictment. What is on trial here is the appeal that was shot back from the Ninth Circuit Court saying that the Mongols are a criminal organization, and now the DA is trying to backdoor, try to go around everything, to take their logo, their trademark, and everything. And again, right here, they have not charged any individuals with crimes. Yanni told the jury at the beginning of the trial, no one is going to jail out of this trial, which nobody is. So why are we having this trial? Well, in 2008, 79 Mongols associates pleaded guilty to racketeering and other crimes. 79 Mongols. It doesn't say how many members, but it says associates with that. So you don't know how many were charged were Mongols and who were not. But it goes to the fact of that percentage argument, which, you know, we can use the same thing for police here. You know, you got 5, 6, 7, 8 guys don't make an entire organization criminal. If that was the case, we should be doing what Paris is right now. Everybody on the street and taking over the streets right now with the way the government's acting over there. And right now, this government is really acting out of control. You know, just think about it for a second, if you will, that the United States government can actually try to tell you which organization is a criminal organization and which one is not, and which one you should belong to. How you doing there on Facebook? Nice to see you in here, buddy. But anyway, think how scary that is. Now, yesterday, I just talked with a member of the Widow's Sons. He's also a Mason. As you know, you have to be a Mason to be a part of that association. Now, for over 300 years, that association has been persecuted. Governments has risen up against it. And look at the stuff they had to deal with in that 300 years' time. And come on, we're talking, it happens here in the United States all the time. You see the documentaries all over the freaking place. But anyway, you know, if innuendo is the only thing that the government needs to tell you what you should belong to, well, throw out the Constitution, throw out the Bill of Rights. That's, you know what, if that's the way it's going to be, then at least be honest. Don't do any of this backdoor stuff that the prosecution's trying to do. Because you know what? Even freaking, I don't know how many attorneys, how many copyright attorneys have said that this is not possible to do. Even the judge in this case has scoffed at this premise. So let's get going. And right here, at one point in the case, the Judge O'Carter ruled there is no meaningful distinction between the two, but he was reversed by the 2017 Ninth Circuit. Now, what he was talking about is what Bruin and Welk tried to bring up that it's a criminal enterprise is a large part of the Mongol motorcycle club, and of which the former, whatever he's trying to say here, because he's got it mixed up, Mongol Nation is only a one piece of the pie. So, the jury instructions were the prosecutors must prove the Mongol Nation and the Mongol gang, as they call it, are distinct entities. The Mongol Nation cannot be guilty of racketeering, the judge said, if there's only one entity. So now it comes down to semantics here with words. Now, you could tell by those jury instructions that the judge is not buying this at all. At all. But again, he was overturned by the Ninth Circuit Court, if you will. Anyway, so right now it's in the jury's hands, guys. Let's keep everybody's fingers crossed on this, because if something does go down where they, determine all this crap, and you know what? It's pretty said that 10 jurors can decide for the rest of the nation what you can be a part of and what you cannot be a part of. And it's even worse that the United States government has admitted that they are not only after the club logo, but they are after their assets as well. And this is one of the things that happened in that Pennsylvania case where they wanted to seize assets. So, yes, this can affect every other motorcycle club out there. You might not like the Mongols. You might hate them. You might hate them. You might want nothing to do with them. And you might want to bash them like I've heard other people bashing them all over the internet platforms and all that stuff. But guess what? The club that you support can be next. Remember that. So keep your fingers crossed, everybody. Now let's go into what happened to Freddy today. Today I'll tell you what after the video real quick.
The jury in a high-profile murder trial in Atlantic County did not take long to deliberate. It took them only 2 hours to convict a man for killing a popular radio talk show host. Ferdinand Augello was convicted on all counts in the murder of April Coffman. Prosecutors say Augello and Coffman's husband killed her in 2012 because they wanted to stop her from exposing their drug ring. Coffman's husband killed himself.
Yeah, Coffman's husband killed himself. But here, and they gave Freddy life. That just came down. They threw away the key, basically. Now, one thing I cannot understand about this case, and one thing that the feds and the ATF or whoever was in on this deal could not put across was, why in the hell was a former national president of a major motorcycle club personally get involved in, contract for hire? I just don't see it. These guys are smarter than that, and I truly believe that the government, there was a rat that turned on Freddy, and you know what, to save his own butt, he said what needed to be said to get himself out of there. And that's why rats are so freaking, they're so hated. And the reason being is because they want to save their own selves. They don't care about brotherhood. They don't care about the meaning behind the patch they were wearing. Basically, they wanted to go out there. They did their thing. They got caught, and then they had to turn to make sure they get their butt off the freaking line. So what happened is he turned on Freddy. And this does not make any sense to me at all, because a national president doing a personal thing with a doctor? Come on. A doctor's going to turn the first time he gets freaking flipped. He killed himself in the pen. And what else don't make sense is everybody on the street knows that you don't go after anybody with any kind of popularity, any kind of profile, because all it's going to do is bring the heat down on you. So the government's case did not make sense at all in this whole thing. So let's hope his appeals go pretty good. But you know what? I really doubt it, because that's the way the government is, man. They'll nail you down to, and then in all this red tape and all that kind of stuff. But here's what I was talking about in regards to the stuff that the prosecutor was talking about with the Mongols doing this, doing that, doing this. Well, take a look at old Metro Boy here.
Thousands of kits that waited decades to be tested. When it finally was tested, a former Metro police officer was a match. I spoke to Nadia's sister today, and she told me she never gave up hope that her sister's murder would be solved. But now she told me she has questions as to what Arthur Sewell may have been doing the 20 years he was a free man. Nadia's family is only speaking to Fox 5.
And I have allowed this man to affect my life.
Marie Coker is talking about this man, Arthur Sewell.
I can't do that no more.
He's being charged in her sister, Nadia Iverson's murder. Arthur Sewell is a former Metro police officer.
And as hard as it is to go through, I'm thankful that it's happening now. I'm thankful that at least we are getting answers so she can have justice, so there is hope.
Marie has had to keep that hope for more than 20 years. In May of 1997, her sister, who was 20 years old, was found shot to death in a construction area. A rape kit was done. It was finally tested 19 years later in 2016. Arthur Sewell came back as a match. He was arrested in 2017.
Nadia is always on my mind. I mean, she was my only sister. My family's hurting.
2 months after Nadia's murder in 1997, Sewell was caught forcing women to do sex acts while he was on duty. He resigned later that year. In total, Arthur Sewell was a Metro police officer from 1992 to 1997.
That's pretty bad. It took them 19 years to test that kit. And during those 19 years, this freaking Leo was able to rape and molest other people during the time that he was a cop. Now, tell me how that is justice right there. And you got people out in California going after biker clubs while most of their police that get caught. And let me tell you, man, I go every day, with cops gone bad, and we just lay the case out. You know, it's not that we're trying to be jerks or anything like that, but if you want to go out there and actually blame a whole club for the actions of the few, well, we're going to turn around at Insane Throttle and Motorcycle Madhouse and do the same to Leos. We're going to put you in the spotlight for once. You know, because God forbid the media don't cover any of the stuff that you guys actually do. You know, you gotta, it's like gold digging trying to find these stories that we get. But how's everybody doing out there in the chat room? Don't want you to forget that you're out there. What's up? What's up? What's up? Sinister, how you doing, buddy? What's up, Ironhead? Dan, how you doing, buddy? Ant, you're in there too. But let's go to Ask Hollywood real quick. Whoa, here we go. What is your thoughts on some of these people beg for money on social media? I know people need to get something out there for their work, but it seems most are just doing it for the money. Robert Larson. Well, Robert, you know, how can I put this easy? It's a disgrace, if you ask me. That people, yeah, this stuff is expensive to do, and it depends on what they're doing. You know, I actually see a biker news site out there begging for money or they're in a clothes or something like that. It's like, okay, you think you want to get your business plan in order before you go out there and make yourself look stupid. But one of the biggest premises behind Insane Throttle was because I came up the way I did, and all we had was Easy Riders and Iron Horse and Outlaw Biker, and those magazines add up in price. So one of the premises is I wanted an entirely free platform for the fans and subscribers and all that stuff. And that's something we're always going to do. Yeah, you know, we got the little thing. If you want to donate, you can. But I'm not going to go out there and beg, because my business plan and Insane Throttles revolves around a different model than what these guys are doing out there. And it is quite despicable and, you know, messed up that they have to go out there and beg for money. If your content's any good, and if you got your business plan in place, you're going to bring in the money. You know, I've offered many a times to try to help other platforms. I don't try to do a monopoly. I don't go out there bashing people. If you need help, just hey, write in, let me know what you're doing and all that stuff. I'll try to help you with how we do things. But to go out there and beg people, unreal, unreal. Anyway, let's go to the next one. I hear a lot of people in particular group bitch about you all the time. What is your thoughts on people like that? Secondly, I would like to ask your feelings on some of the ways an individual could be put out in bad. I've been hearing from a certain individual it's because of politics. Personally, I cannot see this being the majority of the reason this happened. G-Web. Well, G-Web, here's what I can tell you as far as that. Insane Throttles Motorcycle Madhouse, we just started doing these video sessions, and a lot of the stuff feeds into what is our Motorcycle Madhouse on iHeartRadio and Spotify. We are in front of potentially, 100 million on iHeart and 300 million on Spotify. Our numbers are through the roof on our Madhouse that comes out every Saturday. We're just building up our platform here on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and all that type of stuff. So does it bug me? No, because I'm used to that stuff, because this reaches so many people, and when you get that kind of reach, you got to get thick skin and not think about the damn shit, you know, because you get some real idiots out there, and, you know, you get the death threats, you get the, you know, you're this, you're that, or, you know, blah, blah, blah. So you just got to get used to it. So I'm used to it. So it really don't bug me. But let me skip back to the Ask Hollywood thing. Sorry, guys. I had to get the rest of the question here. Secondly, I would like to ask your on some of the ways an individual could be put out bad. What I can tell you is go look at some of the videos that I put up. I really don't like getting into all the club business stuff. That's for the clubs to do. Again, we're a radio show, and you know, we're entertainment, and yeah, we'll give advice here and there. But as far as how bad, there was always, you know, a couple things. Stealing from your brothers, fucking up with the needle. So, and yeah, there's going to be a lot of people that claim that politics is, you know, the main reason. Well, my, you know, hit back on that's going to be, well, if it's all politics, well, you know, a chapter usually has 6 to 10 people, and if all 6 to 10 vote you out bad, it can't be much of a politics, man. You must be a jerk. But, you know, that's what I can say about that. You know, and I agree with you, Webb. Personally, I cannot see this being the majority of the reason why people are put out on bad, man. Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff where people are put out bad for, you know, pissing on a bush wrong. But it really takes with the well-known clubs to do something really screwed up to actually be put out on bad. So I hope that helps you there. But what do we got here? Tommy, we need to stand up, people. You're right, we do need to stand up. And the way you do that is get involved, man. It takes a lot more than getting involved on the internet to get involved in it. Go to parties for clubs. Go to parties for the Confederation of Clubs. Be boisterous, man. Write people. Write your reps. Call these freaking idiot U.S. Attorney's Office. Jesus Christ, when I put that out, man, they all lost their marbles on me, man. I was getting freaking spoofed everywhere. Awesome, man. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that super chat. I really appreciate it, Dana. But anyway, if you got any questions, you guys can call in. Don't forget to hit the like button if you are on YouTube. That actually helps the channel up, as Harm would say. And if you want to share it, that means a lot to us also. If you like to get... now, I did have a question. It was actually an email question I didn't get put up here. But there are a lot of people that ask how they could get an interview on Motorcycle Madhouse. All you have to do is email us at info@insanethrottlebikernews.com. We'll see what you got to say, what your subject is. Then we'll have to verify your credentials and all that good stuff to see what you're about. And if it's a good subject, hey, we'll bring you on and stuff like that. One thing we do believe is presenting both sides of the issue here on Motorcycle Madhouse. And that's something we really strive for. So if accusations are made, of course, we got to go and get the other side of the story. And just so everybody knows that. So, yeah, that's how we do the interviews and all that good stuff. You're right on that, John. We'll support that COC. We don't get too much. What do we got here? Often I get. Man, this stuff is little on that screen, ain't it, man? Anyway, I'll give it a couple more minutes. If no more phone calls, man, I'll end the show up for tonight. Tomorrow, I'm actually going to be talking about, it was supposed to be today's subject, was internet bikers and how you got to watch out for a lot of these people on the internet trying to make dough off of you, because what they're targeting is a very profitable niche, or niche as they call it. I call it a niche. But you got to watch out, because people are scrupulous out there nowadays, man. You got people selling patches online, pulling all kinds of stuff that hasn't happened. But since the internet's been around, you know, it's made it easy. What's up, Joe? How you doing, buddy? Welcome back, Ant. How you doing? Hollywood, great job supporting all the clubs. The clubs, you know what, is what made, and I know a lot of independents are going to get riled up at me, but the motorcycle club members are actually the ones that had to deal with a lot of the freaking profiling in the 60s and the 70s. You know, there's videos out there. Oh crap! You to talk to. You go on YouTube and look up Sonny Barger interview, and you'll see him in the mid '60s where he was presented with a subpoena to appear, and just for a loud bike or something like that. But motorcycle club members have been going through so much through this whole thing, and that's why you see a lot of people out there defend them. And they do need to defend. And yeah, you know, some make a fool out of themselves. Some do some stupid stuff. But overall, oh, hold on. We got a... You're on the air.
Hey, Hollywood. You on the air or no?
Yeah, I'm on the air. What's up?
Yeah, what I was hearing was it's good news that a 1% club member made it into city council. And he was elected as a city council. And even though his opponents tried to make a smear campaign against him, saying he was part of a illegal motorcycle gang, and he was a prospect, and they said all prospects have to do criminal activity. And, you know, he conquered that. He won the city councilman's position.
Yeah, what you're talking about is that ex-Vago for the city council.
Yes.
Yeah, there was a smear campaign against him like there was no other, especially coming from the mayor. And yeah, it was pretty bad what he had to go through. But yeah, that's what people face a lot of times as motorcycle club members. It's just ridiculous. It really is.
Right. All right. I didn't know if you heard about this or whatever, but you know, that's all.
Rock and roll, Frank, man. Thanks for calling in. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for calling in, Frank. What's up, Ironhead? Black Dragon video was about him. Yes, it was. I seen that one. When's Black Dragon going to be on? He's actually going to be on our main show, December 14th, where we're going to be doing a live benefit telethon for a Neon 1%er. So if you guys ain't in the Wisconsin, Illinois area, can't make it, it will be here live for 3 hours. We're going to have BD on. We're going to have Dave Walters on for some history. We're also going to have the Tramps on, as well as Ginger and the Girls. Ginger's actually starting herself a new company, and I should get her on an interview before then. But anyway, the girls are going to be on, and we're going to be having all kinds of freaking fun. But yeah, BD actually did a video on what Frank was talking about, so go on over to his channel and check it out. I know you guys will like that stuff. And BD's really kicking butt on the Biker News segment. You know, nice 3-pop sections. and really proud of them. And it was funny. I actually got an email today. It was, from one of these freaks, I call it, hey, he says he's incompetent. I was like, dude, we talk every day. Is like, we challenge to each other so we make better programs for you. So there's no issues with us, so don't even go out there trying to start any of that crap. We work hand in hand together, and like I said, the more we work together and the more creators work together, the more, choice, the more, sources you'll have, and the better the biker community is going to be. Like I said, and this will be talked about tomorrow on that one, these guys out there begging and stuff like that for money and stuff, well, just watch them. That's all I can tell you, man. I can't be a mommy or a daddy and say, hey, this one's this bad. You got to use your own common sense when it comes to people like that. But BD's a good guy, and I'm really loving his stuff. And go over to his channel. If you guys haven't gone over there, it's Black Dragon TV, and check him out. But if we don't have any other phone calls coming in today, I appreciate everybody joining us over on YouTube, over on Facebook, and Twitter. Man, are we growing. And the station, like I said, on iHeartRadio and Spotify, holy cow, it just blew up wide. But with that and nothing else, guys, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. You guys have a good time, and remember, save that patch.